All right, moving into the battle report, I'll start with my list. It's short and sweet. It's Harkevich with Behemoth, Black Ivan, 2 Decimators, a Destroyer, and a Juggernaut.
7 models.
I really wish that Harkevich had one more Warjack point, Battlegroup point, whatever they're called, because then I could have 2 Decimators and 2 Destroyers, and it'd be great. But it doesn't, so I'm 1 point short, and yeah, that's the thing. John, what'd you bring?
I brought a lot more dudes than you. I brought a unit of Fennblades with a UA. I brought a full unit of Warriors. I brought a full unit of Champions with the UA, Skaldi. I got a solo Champion Hero. I got a Fell Collar. I have a min unit of Stone with a UA. I have, for my battle group, Borka1 and Rock, and then I have the Mauler to go with it. Yeah, I brought a lot more dudes into your heavy jacks shooting, so it's going to be fun. I'm also playing in tier Band of Heroes.
And what does that do for you?
I get +2 to my deployment zone. So I'm deploying second, so I'm actually deploying 12 inches up the board. I also have takedown, but it's not going to affect anything here. I also have every 20 units of champs.
20 points?
20 points, yeah, 20 units. 20 points of champs, long riders, and a whole bunch of other things. I get a free solo, but I'm only bringing the champs and the UA, so it gives me 1 free solo in this list. So I'm playing 4 points over, really, like if it wasn't a tier. So it's pretty useful. It gives me Skaldi. Yeah, so that's the new theme list. I feel like it's going to be played quite a bit by trolls.
Especially now that the errata has made it so that takedown is optional, so you don't just lose rules on all your models.
Yeah, because takedown was pretty rough, because like Fennblades couldn't cleave.
Could not cleave.
They had to take down.
Could not overtake.
Yeah. So it's definitely a huge buff to this tier, and I'm playing it quite a bit outside of casting games.
Yep.
So hopefully you'll see it more when I play more games and different casters.
All right. So that's about it for the lists. Let's head on into the game. So I have first turn here. Terrain on my side of the board is basically irrelevant because I have mobility, and I mean that house is far enough off to the side that I don't care about it. So I power up all my jacks, and first turn is like 3 seconds. I cast mobility and run everything. Ta-da! That's my turn.
Right, well,
it's basically having enough guys on either side to shoot some models, shoot some trolls, so that I don't get completely overwhelmed. Thankfully, I have AoE 4s, so John's going to have to be pretty particular about his placement here, unless he wants to give me a bunch of free Kriels and Fennblades to blast damage.
Yeah, so going into this game, I had no idea what he was bringing in his list, so I decided to go a whole bunch of dudes with Borka1, play a tier. Gives me a lot of bodies on the board. So basically what happens here is my Fell Collar goes up, gives Pathfinder General Kill Orders. Then I ask the questions. Okay, I know you have guns, AoEs, and he tells me he has like a shit ton of AoEs, and they're all like AoE 4s. Like,
yeah, in this list I have Black Ivan, Behemoth, and a Destroyer, which can shoot a total of 4 times in their own activations, because 1 from Destroyer, 1 from Black Ivan, 2 from Behemoth. And then I have Broadsides on Harkevich, which allows them all to shoot once more.
yeah, so that's a lot of AoE. So I'm like, okay, Evan, my turn is going to take a little longer first turn. I'm going to space every single thing out by AoE 4 widget key here, so I won't get caught by blast. So like that's what I gotta do now. That's what you gotta do when you play into like these big shooting lists. You gotta make sure they don't shoot 1 model off the table at a time. Hopefully the blast don't kill anything. Next thing is I'm measuring threat ranges on melee, because if a jack is in a melee on my champions, I feel like I lose 2. It's like almost like an instant tough check.
If I hit you, it's bad, but it's rough, right? Because you're deaf. 14 goes
14
to
on
16
melee
with Arcane Ward.
Yeah, if they get Arcane Ward, they go to 16. They can't be targeted by magic, so that spell's never going to get lost. So it's going to be defense 16 versus melee. So I feel like they're safe in melee, but first turn, defense 14 from shooting. I feel okay. So the same thing, Fennblades. I deploy them top of the zone just because I wanted to like collapse in the zone very quick second turn. So I have a lot of dudes in the top zone. My bottom zone is going to be controlled by my champions. I feel like a unit of champions with a champ solo and Skaldi can take on a zone. Can take on 1 jack, maybe take on 2 jacks if things go right. Next up is a caster. Caster walks up, does Arcane Ward for 3 or for 2, and then does Wind Wall first turn for himself, so he can't be shot first turn. I feel like I'm scared of getting shot off the table, but putting Wind Wall up basically protects me no matter what.
So the scenario actually had a huge role in this game, because if we hadn't been playing a zone scenario or a scenario without objectives, I definitely would have taken Armory, because I knew you're bringing Borka, so I can mitigate the effectiveness of Wind Wall somewhat thanks to the objective giving me magical guns. Unfortunately, not the case here.
Yeah, so I got nothing in the stone first turn, so the stone just kind of runs around, make sure they can't get shot off the table. Within my Wind Wall, I have the stone stone itself, rock, Mauler, a Kriel warrior, just little models like that. Champs are running.
Just little models,
just little
like
models.
like your
Medium
2 troll heavy war
Yeah,
beasts.
just little models.
Just tiny.
Champs run 10. They're just going to run save base to base outside of 10. That's what measuring stick's there for. So you can't gain melee with me. Champ here runs to the hill because he doesn't have arcane wards. So like if he gets shot, his defense is 14 on the hill. So I spread my champs down to the bottom zone to contest all game, and hopefully my Fennblades and Kriel warriors can jam top zone hard.
So the plan here for me is basically remove as many Kriel warriors from the table as possible, because they're the most immediate threat. They're right in front of me, and I don't want them engaging me, because if they do, they're going to be just a pain to get rid of. And I don't want to be locked in melee with the list I have, because I'm trying to make as much use of broadsides as possible in this list. Thanks to, again, all the guns, so many guns. Decimators also have really good guns. They're range 10. Unfortunately, everything is Rat 4 except for Black Ivan. But quantity over quality here. So this Decimator is going to take 2 boosted shots at the champion on the hill. Misses twice. Not surprising. I was hoping to hit once, but I did not. So they're going to keep Retaliatory Strike for the time being. And I just reposition 3, because Field Marshal reposition 3. Toe in the zone, because I don't want to give up free points.
He repositioned back. I was like, okay, cool. I feel like I can get some champs on you next turn. But I'm also
No question.
I'm also worried that you're gonna put another jack in that zone. You put 2 jacks in, then I don't score a point next turn. Like that's what I'm afraid of. Like just thinking in my head, like, okay, if he puts that jack in that zone, I don't score 2, so my champs have to deal with 2 jacks, just kind of jamming them all day.
So the top zone has a lot of Kriel warriors and some Fennblades, and what I'm trying to do is very carefully place my 4-inch AoEs so that none of them hit Fennblades, so they don't get Vengeance. Because while right now only a few of them are in threat range, if I give them Vengeance, they're basically all in threat range of Behemoth and that Decimator, and possibly the Destroyer as well if they could get behind. So yeah, not a good time. Measuring here, Behemoth to that unit of champions. I don't want to walk there because I want to continue to aim. Managed to take out a Kriel warrior too. Then I repo back into position just to screen Harkevich a bit.
Yeah, so you basically killed 1 Kriel warrior, maybe tough on 1. So you're slowly
grinding away.
Yeah, it's like this is what you said your plan was. Shoot what you can as closest, and hopefully I can't engage you by running or charging.
It's kill whatever's closest and then toe in each zone with 1 jack. Because I want to keep those zones contested, and I don't want to give you more than 2 jacks to attack this turn. Because even though I know you're going to get on both jacks, I don't think you're going to be able to kill one with just Fennblades. Like, I think you're going to have to bring in a heavy if you want to clear that Decimator from the top zone, which basically just gives that heavy to me.
Yeah, it's like kind of like throwing my Mauler away. Would not be worth this turn, definitely, especially when you out threat me and you have more jacks. Like my Mauler would die.
You can't afford to trade heavies with your list, because the only thing that's going to one round my heavies is one of yours, and you lose it if you go in with it.
So I haven't shot with an AoE. Hit the champ in the middle, which clipped 4 other champions. Unfortunately, his dice off 9 on the blast, so they didn't take any damage, and the first champion that he hit took 4 damage, so he's sitting in 1 box. Defense 14 is pretty good, but once you hit the blast damage, well, it's POW, 7 off 9?
Yeah, it's not great, but really, any damage I can do with it's gravy. If I can kill a champion from range, that's
scary.
That's just great.
That's why Arcane Ward's up, make him defense 14. Hopefully it's a little scarier. I also thought about bringing a Chronicler to add 2 more defense to my champions from shooting, so they'll be defense 16. Just didn't have the points, and I couldn't afford to lose a Fell Caller in this list. So, like, as you can see, Evan's killed 6 Cure Warriors so far, so I only have 4 left on the table. Blast damage hit rock, so we're just doing stumbling drunk here, because every time he gets hit by an attack, he stumbles. Doesn't matter if it's a blast or deviation or whatever it is, he stumbles. It's such a good bond.
And he stumbles out of wind wall.
Yeah,
here.
unfortunately, he stumbles out of wind wall. So now he is able to get targeted by attacks. And as he stumbles, you get to choose your direction, what he faces at the end. So as Evan's shooting, did a little more damage. Doesn't do any damage in this shot, but I stumble again. So, like, stumble farther backwards. So, like, now he's, like, even farther back than he was, because before he was in, like, somewhat a threat range. If I popped my feet, he was able to get to a jack. But now it just kind of, like, clears up that I'm not going to charge in with any of my heavies because I don't want to lose it.
This is the most unfortunate blast ever. We take some time measuring it, and it goes, and it soars, and it hits a Fennblade, and I
so you
die a little inside.
You try to hit a defense 16 Cure Warrior in the trench, and you miss, and it deviated onto 2 Cure Warriors and a Fennblade. At this time, I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take that deviation all day, because you just hit a Fennblade, which gives me vengeance.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if he taps or not. You gotta get vengeance now, because he just gotta be damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And armor 12 will easily, or armor 14 will get damaged by POW.
Well, it's POW 7.
Okay, well, so, you need 8s, and
Yeah.
you basically killed him.
I actually moved back with the Juggernaut because I figure that Decimator is going to get the crap charged out of it by a bunch of champions. I'd rather not not have the Juggernaut get creamed. So he can hold back and then retaliate, go into that zone when the champions come forward.
So now with my vengeance move, I move everything forward, move everything around the house so I can get charge lanes, and get as many, and now I can get as many charges as I can on this one jack. They're only POW 12s. Your armor 20. I'm probably not going to kill you, but now I could charge in, make a lot of charge attacks succeed, and then repull 3 forward more. Now I have a bigger threat. Like, I covered the board. Like, I'm into the other side of the table with a lot of Fennblades that you need to chew through to try to clear it. And that was my plan here. I'm like, okay, hopefully my Fennblades can kill a jack, but I knew it was going to happen, so I just wanted to, like, kind of, like, do as much damage. My champs in these bottoms are in range. Only 3 of them are in range of this jack. And I don't think 3 can kill a jack. So I'm also debating now. I'm measuring my feet, which gives +2 movement to everything in my army that's under my bubble. It's a bubble. Yeah. So knock his jack over, just screwing around there a bit. No. So I'm able to get, I'm measuring. I did the measurements. I'm able to get 4 at the time I thought would get 4. I'm like, okay, could 4 do it? Thinking to myself, I'm measuring one. My caster moves 5. Is that 10? Then I'm debating my second, like, what do I do with the rest of my army here? I'm just asking defense 10 across the board, threat range 10 against across the board, armor 20, basically across the board. So I'm seeing what I need to do. What does a Fell Caller need to do? Does it need to give Pathfinder? Does it need to give +2 to hit? And then when playing Borka1, I always find it challenging trying to figure out, do you move him first, cast spells, then move the little guy up afterwards get him to top him off for 2 more Fury, so he has 2 transfers and Stumbling Drunk? Or do you make him go Fury 7 right off the start and have Stumbling Drunk, and then you just use your Fury that way? So I decided to do the Fennblades first. They're getting the charges. I get 6 or 7 charges off on you at PAL 12s. There's charging. There's 4. Mathematically, I should not kill you. Just weaken you, do some damage. So what are you, after your first turn and knowing you gave Vengeance, what is your plan coming up? Like, you gave me Vengeance, you gave me 3 extra movement. So now, like, I got more charges in and more guys closer to you. Like, what are you thinking now? Like, you know you're going to have to deal with 8 Fennblades.
I either have to chew through the important targets with dedicated, like, surgical
Precision.
melee attacks, or I just have to blast the crap out of them with AoEs.
Okay.
And that's the only way I get through them, right? It's just, there's a lot of meat I got to put into the grinder, and otherwise I'm just getting jammed out of the zone, which I cannot afford when I have so few models.
Yeah, so, like, my plan now is, like, Reaple 3, and your jacks don't only have 1 inch reach, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I want to Reaple 3 as much as I can to the middle of the table, keeping this one jack engaged with everything. And now I basically have that zone with your jack just towing in. It's like, if you lose that jack anytime soon, like, it's going to be hard for you to get back into the zone. I only have 4 Kriel warriors left, or
3?
3 Kriel warriors left, so they're just running, and the one gets far enough up there that engages Behemoth and another jack. It's like, it's pretty cool. Like, he's engaging. You can't shoot now, which is another activation you need to use to free them up. Rock just walks up, regenerate, because he took some damage. Mauler's going to walk up as well. He's also just going to regenerate, going into the trench, get a little more defense. This turn, I thought of casting Wind Wall again, but again, jamming up so much, I feel like shooting me off the table with 2 transfers will be a little hard. Now I'm just debating how far I need to be over to get my champions with that feat, because my champions under feat should be able to get 4 guys or 5 guys on you and kill that jack. Like, my plan is to kill that jack this round. So, like, it would also mean I have to drop some in the stone, so they're now PAL's 12 Webmasters. So now it's dice off 8, not dice off 9. And they would be 5. There's 5 guys. It's 10 attacks. 4 of them with 5 of them with 5 dice. So, like, I'm thinking I could do this. I'm like, okay, I can kill this jack and score a point. My champs will score me a point this turn. Put me up on the scenario, and we'll go from there. So I'm like, okay, order activations. Here we go. Caster goes here. He's going to pop feet. I put Wind Wall down. We had a chat talking about who could shoot me, who can't shoot me.
Yeah, you debated casting Wind Wall a lot of times this game. Debated between that and camping transfers. Just how afraid of the assassination were you? Like, what did you think my assassination threat was like?
Like, if you're not, like, you have a lot of guns. You have quite a few guns. Defense 14. Boost to hit, boost damage. Most of them are what, PAL 14, PAL 15?
Yes.
So then it's armor 17, armor 19 under stone. Dice off 4. I'm afraid. I feel like I need to camp 2 every turn. That's just, I used to play really risky and only camp like 0 or 1 most of the games. And I got, like, it cost me games. Like, I've lost on not camping enough. So now I'm always playing like, okay, I'll camp 1 or camp 2 and play it safe. So, like, I basically decided that I want to go pop feet. So which means there's like 5 champions in. I also dropped a couple in the stone. I dropped 4 in the stone camping. I'm camping 1 this turn. I'm like, cool, 4 in the stone. Okay. Fell collar activated, gave them Pathfinder. Doesn't move. Doesn't need to move. No need to move a fell collar because it's an important piece in this list. Stone goes. Okay, now it's in within range of that jack to give PAL 12s to everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. I think we measured it out and we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Yeah, 4 champions
Four.
make it in on the Decimator.
4 champions. So not the 5, but definitely the 4 I wanted to get him in. Champ Hero's out. Thought I had 2 inch reach. Only has 1. So 4 champions charging. They're all going to be base to base. They all have the speed. Measured a few times. Yeah, so they're speed 5, go to 8 plus 2 inch, and then plus 1 inch reach. So 8 plus 2 is 10. So 11 inch stride under my feet turn. And it's models that begin their activation. Models begin their activation under my feet turn. So like they get plus 2 movement. So here we go. Champs are going in. They're hitting. Dice off 8. I totally forgot to do the second attack with the first guy. So I'm going to the second guy. Hits.
It's okay. You did 14 damage with like the first attack.
I did 14 damage.
Or something like that.
3
it was
champions.
ridiculous.
3 champions, 5 attacks. Killed you. And I have 1 champion left over that didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, well.
Absolutely creamed.
I'm like, well, that's
Decimator.
a point now. I get to score a point in this zone by my champions. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Champ Hero walks over, get underneath the stone.
Champ Hero stays in the zone so you can actually score.
I think all 5 champs are in the zone at this point.
That one on the hill is definitely
Oh,
not.
that is a champ on the hero. Doesn't look like a champ from this angle. Yeah, so that's my turn. I score a point with Champ Hero. Pass over to Evan. Evan, game plan.
So, I have to get into the bottom zone. I have to get maybe another Jack into the top zone because the Decimator is a bit damaged now. How do I accomplish these things? Well, the bottom one is pretty easy. I just put the Juggernaut there. The top zone is a little harder because there's a lot more Fennblades in the way. So I probably put either the Decimator or Behemoth there. But, since pre-measuring is a thing, I measured to the Mauler from Behemoth, and Behemoth is in threat range of that Mauler. So, Behemoth's going to kill it. So I have to figure out, how do I carve a path through this horde of Trollkin to get to the Mauler with Behemoth? There are 3 Fennblades in melee range of the Decimator. Maybe 2. It's hard to tell from here. But there's only one relevant one. There are 3 models in melee with Behemoth that are blocking his path that I need to kill, as well as 1 Kriel warrior that is in the path on the way there that I have to kill, and a Kriel warrior below that one and a Fennblade above him that's just towing the zone that would be nice to kill so I don't get free strikes. So how do I do this? I can activate Black Ivan and point blank the one in front of me, hoping to use blast damage to kill the one in the Kriel warrior in front of Behemoth, as well as the one I target directly. I can try to use Harkevich to clear out that Kriel warrior in front of him by peeking through the jacks. Unfortunately, there is not enough room for his base there, so he can't do that. And I have the Destroyer that's just behind Behemoth and the Decimator that can walk up and axe 2 of the models in melee with Behemoth. So I have quite a few models and some options as to how to do this. Now, at this point, the only issue is I want to use Black Ivan to shoot the Kriel warrior that's in the middle of the path, as opposed to using him to melee. So I have to figure out which Jack do I want to melee the Kriel warrior with. Turns out, Harkevich has reposition 3 as a field marshal, so I can use the Juggernaut to walk up to that Kriel warrior in front of Black Ivan, kill it with an axe attack or a fist attack, hopefully one of the first initials, then use whatever the other initial is on the champion, maybe kill that. If I do, gravy. If not, whatever. And then I can still reposition into the zone without taking any free strikes. That solves that problem. I also can feat this turn, so I mitigate some of the losses as well as the free strikes if I still have to take those by the time that Behemoth goes. This is the Decimator just rip-sawing through a couple Fennblades. This is the Destroyer Executioner axing through a couple Fennblades. So he clears out the ones that he needs to, and then repositions sideways so that he's not blocking Behemoth's path at all. I still... I'm just proxying it out with the Juggernaut because I know he won't stay on the hill. The other thing about my feat is it gives free charges. So I have 5 attacks with Behemoth to kill the Mauler as opposed to just 4 because I don't have to spend. And I get a free attack before I move with my charge. Sorry, a free ranged attack, that is. So I can clear out maybe 1 or 2 of the free strikes. So Juggernaut does his job. Great. Now he's engaging a bunch of champions as well. And Black Ivan gets to shoot the Kriel warrior in the way. He doesn't tough, thankfully, and now I can get through. I'm not actually taking a free strike from that Kriel warrior because I stay in his 1-inch melee. So now I just have to deal with maybe that Fennblade. If I can, great. If not, I'm sure an Arm 23 Behemoth can handle dice off 11. So Harkevich goes. I'm replacing Black Ivan with a proxy base just so that I can actually do line of sight properly. Thanks to his reposition 3, he can lend me line of sight. I stand in aim and shoot at that Fennblade, which is now engaging my destroyer. I made a poor reposition 3, but I do land the hit, and he does tough, but now he can't make the free strike. So Behemoth is safe.
This is your feed turn, right?
This is my feed turn. I did forget to put down a token.
It's okay. We talked about it on the stream. We talked about it as we were recording. Like, his feed turn, my feed turn.
Decimator does manage to clear out another Fennblade there. There were, in fact, 3 engaged with him. And he repos into the crowd.
So, what's your feed, Evan?
It is, as I've said, +3 armor, free charges, and I get to make a range attack before I charge. Stumbling Drunk with Rock here. He bumps the Mauler. That was the free range attack from Behemoth. Now he is in melee with the Mauler. Great. Behemoth should have no problems cleaning up this Mauler.
Defense 12, armor 20,
Need
armor
5s.
piercing.
I miss my charge attack. I miss my second initial with dub 1s. I hit that attack. Dice +1 does 7 damage. All right. Second bot attack does 9 damage. Even better. Last attack misses on double 1s again. Behemoth missed 3 times. One of them was his charge attack, needing 5s to hit. He failed me utterly, and I almost threw him against the wall.
Yeah, so it's Vengeance. I don't...
Unfortunately, the errata said I can't throw my own models. It's now John's turn.
Okay, so that's my turn. Vengeance attacks on armor 23. I need boxcars to do damage. I realized this was pointless, but I figured I'd roll it. Who knows? The 1 damage could help throughout the game. No damage at all. Cool. Vengeance done. Over with. My turn. I'm thinking now. Can I kill Behemoth and kill a Jack that's in the zone?
So this is a huge problem for me. Not only because you still have 2 heavies,
but you
rage. Still have rage on the table, which basically negates my feat.
Yeah, so my Mauler goes POW 19, 20 under stone, and my rock goes to 20 and 22. So yeah, it's pretty scary. I'm like, can I rage Rock and Mauler with my caster, and can Rock kill Behemoth, and then Mauler kill...
Sure can.
And kill the 1 Jack in the zone, so I can score 2 in the top zone and go to 3 this turn?
So here's the thing. Normally, at dice -1, you're not killing KHADOR Jacks. However, Trolls are Fury 5.
These 2 Orbeez I have are Fury 5.
Trolls are Fury 5.
The rest of them are not.
The important ones.
Yes, the Mauler now and the Rock. Rock is solid. Primal and Mauler with a Rage. It's in every list. I don't know why you wouldn't bring it. The problem is, I thought to myself, my champs maybe could do some damage. Maybe kill this guy in the bottom zone. I can score 3 this turn, go to 4. High odds, armor 23, POW 12s. Really hard because of 30+ boxes. So I'm thinking now, I'm like, okay, so I need to make sure I have a lane for my Mauler. I need to make sure my stone has the aura that can reach my Mauler. And that's what I'm measuring right now. So if my stone goes there, my Mauler's there, it means my Fennblades need to move. So I activate this 1 Kriel Warrior to get out of the way so I can give 3 inches of Rock to charge. Luckily enough, he takes a free strike, hits it. I go for the he toughs. Okay, I don't want to tough. But luckily enough, where his melee last point of melee is enough to give Rock 3 inches over to charge. So now I'm like, okay, cool. He's knocked down. Okay, I didn't really need him. I was just running him out of the way to engage something. So, okay, next step. Caster has to give rage. Stone has to do aura. So I need to make sure I do these things right. Stone's moving, giving aura. Didn't go to the place I originally measured because I want to drop more into the stone this time around. I want my champions are under the stone now. So they're all POW
12, 11?
POW 12 under the stone. Let me just double check here. Yeah, they're POW 12 under the stone. So they're all under the stone. Dice off 11. Yeah, dice off 11. So like 6 attacks. Well, I get more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 champs on you this time around.
10 attacks?
10 attacks, dice off 11. I do a few points of damage, not much actually. This time around, the champs didn't spike
damage. You have
damage.
an entire unit there, don't you? I haven't killed any.
I have 5 champs and Skaldi, but
So
Skaldi's not in because Skaldi only is 1 inch.
Right.
Yeah, so I got 5 champs on you. But you know, some damage helps for later. I think I got 4 on the screen I see right now. I wrote a couple double ones. A couple double ones. I think I did about 7 damage to you in 10 attacks.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
It's about as expected. Like
Yeah.
there's no way you clear the zone this turn.
No.
Unless you spike insanely high.
My plan is clear the top zone and score 2. Like that is my plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be reasonable. I should be able to do it.
Yeah,
Caster
your
walks
2
over.
heavies kill my 2 heavies. Not to mention you get some assistance on the Decimator with Fennblades.
Yeah, a little here and there chip damage, whatever. Like anything works, right? So I'm measuring now stone from there. I got 2 on me. I'm like, how many do I need to put in stone? Right now it's only a 6-inch aura. I'm like, okay, I'm dropping both of them to stone camp and 0 this turn. Because we agreed that the stone aura hits the Mauler 8 inches right where that proxy base is.
Well, once the Fennblade moves
Once
out
the
of the way.
Fennblades moves, yes, out of the way. So like there's order operations. So like a rock goes over. I forgot to do the assault. It's all good. It's been a while. Since
Probably wouldn't have damaged anyway.
No, POW 14. Probably not. Crit stationer can be nice. So
Yes,
now charge attack
you're
hits.
not double ones turns to auto hits. I guess it's sometimes relevant.
Crit stationer. So yeah, I hit. I do quite a bit of damage on the charge. By an attack.
I believe it's 14 damage on the charge.
Yeah, I did quite a bit of damage. Now it's like dice off 1. I'm rolling it. I'm half of your system there. 5 more than a 3. You got like 4 left. I buy. I hit. And I kill. Reroll. And I kill. Sorry, no. So yeah, the dice was slanted. You couldn't see it because of the glare. It was slanted. I had a 1. I needed a 5 to kill you. And I rolled a 5 in the second dice to kill you. And Rock is on full fury. Taking a free strike with this Fennblade. And once
He
again,
toughs
he
and
toughs.
stays in the way.
So he's in the way too. Now I'm like, okay, problem solve this again. So we're measuring. Once he leaves melee, that's where your neck gets knocked down. I'm like, okay, so now I need to move my Fennblades over higher, like near the top of the zone, like the top of the table here. I'm like, okay, I need to move over now so I can get my Mauler in. So that's all I did. Move it up. Mauler was still fit, not a problem. Swinging away, dice off 12. Here we go.
11? Dice off
10.
11.
Yeah, I need 12 to do damage.
Because if it's dice off 12,
No point
I
rolling.
don't know why you're rolling
No,
dice.
it's dice off 11. POW 12. No damage. Repo back 3. Mauler, making sure the stone can get there. Evan's kindly enough to help me here. Has all day there. Mauler charges for 1. Gets through where proxy is. Has rage. He's POW 20. Hits. Dice off 3.
Does 2. And then
Hits
the next
second
attack
one.
does
2.
2.
Debating about headbutt. Debating about throwing. Because if I throw you out of the zone, it scores me 3.
Yeah. The issue here is I guess you could have thrown it at your own models.
I didn't even think about that.
But
I could have thrown at my champion that's on the hill, and it would have just like landed on my champion. Cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't get knocked down because they're steady,
Mhm.
base to base. But like I didn't think about it, so unfortunately I just headbutt you, knock it down, did a bit more.
you rolled really well on the headbutt
The headbutt
too.
I rolled the most damage.
Did
on.
I think you
7?
did like 5 or 6.
Yeah, So I did quite a bit. I'm like, okay, cool. I got half this jack left. Bye. Here we go. We got this. I'm debating now.
Because now you're thinking it's dice off 3. Should you boost damage?
Yeah,
Because I
so-
only have 12 boxes left.
Yes, just 12 boxes. Dice off 3. I do 4, 4, and 4. 3 remaining bot attacks.
You did boost.
I boosted the damage. I did 7.
Yep.
Perfect. I need to do 5 more.
Yep.
Cool. Do I boost? Messing around here, rolling a dice, see what I'm like. Yeah, I'll boost it. Yeah, no. Dice off 4 does 1.
Dice off 3 does 2.
Does 2.
So I have 3 boxes left on the Decimator, and the
he-
Mauler's full.
Mauler's full, so no more attacks. That's it from a Mauler. Couldn't clear the zone. Not scoring 2. Scary. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lose a Mauler. I might possibly lose Rock here if things plan out great for Evan. I'm not sure. So
The issue with Rock is that Stumbling Drunk just means I cannot guarantee I kill him unless I have enough models to
Box him in.
pin him in.
Yeah.
Which, when I only have 5 models on the table, I sure don't.
So what I'm doing here is running the Fell Caller into the trench in front of me. It's going to be close enough where it can actually do something next turn. A spray, Weapon Master, POW 10, whatever. Something to do some damage or something. Jack's Armor 20 is hard to crack with POW 12s, Fennblades, but when I have Weapon Masters up there, POW 11s or POW 12s, they do a little more damage. So now I'm debating, what do I do here? So I ran my champ hero to the hill just to give you another piece where you need to decide what to do. And I slap the turn over and say, Evan, go at it.
So that Decimator in the zone doesn't power up because his Cortex is out. However, the Juggernaut, Black Ivan, and the Destroyer do. This turn, I need to figure out how to kill the Mauler, how to use Black Ivan at all, and I just need that Juggernaut to kill some champions. I don't need him to do anything else. I just need him to stay alive so that he can continue to contest that zone.
Defense 16 champions against melee.
Which, I boost a hit, I get 9s, I maybe kill 2. That's the dream. I also think about, can I kill Borka this turn? He's camping 0. I can get maybe 4 guns on him.
All depends on Stumbling Drunk as well.
Yeah, Stumbling Drunk's an issue. But I decide to go for the attrition game.
Did you feel you were down at this point? Like, are you afraid that you're going to lose because you're going to lose models and bleed out?
I have 5 models on the table. One of them can't do anything because his important systems are out. He doesn't have his melee weapon right now, and he doesn't have his Cortex, so he can't really do things where he is.
Because you have 3 jacks that are active.
So I have 3 jacks that can actually do work. One of them's completely tied up by champions.
Yeah.
2 of them have some range of freedom, not a whole lot.
Okay. So your best bet you're thinking is to maybe try to kill my caster this turn?
I definitely think about it. Eventually, I decide that I should probably just try to clear the zone and try to get up on attrition a little bit, because if I kill the Mauler this turn, you only really have the champions who have to kill the Juggernaut and Rock to kill my heavies, because Fennblades probably aren't going to do it. And the stone unit sure as hell isn't going to do it. And if you bring Borka up,
he dies.
That gives me a chance. He's pretty hardy.
He's tanky,
But-
but like I feel like if you get 1 or 2 jacks on it, you could probably kill Volker even under arm 21. But
So I start with Black Ivan, shoots the stone unit member in front of the Krielstone. I boost damage on the stone itself. Just goal here is to either get rid of the aura for the turn or kill enough members to make it smaller, or to make it easier for me to kill it with more guns later in the turn.
so my kill warrior tuft, my stone did not, and the other stone member did not. So I self-sack my stone. So the aura's still up there, but the aura is now only 3 inches, so my Mauler is no longer in the stone now.
And the other stone unit member for self-sack isn't in self-sack range.
Not now, no. He's outside 3.
And also, Rock got hit, so he's Stumbling Drunks. The Destroyer goes in on the Mauler with melee attacks. Gonna take his Executioner Axe to
Defense
him.
12.
Only need 5s to hit. Boxcars on the first attack.
Armor 18.
Unfortunately, the crit amputation doesn't do anything because I just got
Yeah.
I got
So
his
as you
5.
see my iPad, you get my 5. That's
It
a
doesn't
6.
cripple the 6.
And I'm like, okay, is those
Because of
two
how
in
branches
between the branches? Is that actually
They're on
6?
the 5.
They're actually on the 5. So the 6
Sorry,
does not
they're
cripple.
technically on both of them, but it doesn't go back and hit the 6 because of just the logistics of it. But 2 more bot attacks.
You
put
just
the Mauler in
need
the
3
dirt.
damage to kill him. And I drop all 5 Fury. Like, I have 5 on Rock. I had 5 on the Mauler. Like, I wasn't taking Fury off the Mauler no matter what. So my Mauler's gone. Lost Rage. But I still have Primal.
I decide to take a free strike from this Fennblade so that I can get a ranged attack off the Destroyer with broadsides.
POW 12. Did 2 damage.
I am okay with this.
You don't say.
Juggernaut boosts a hit against champion. Hits crit stationary and kills him. Crit stationary is kind of important here just because if I do fail to kill a champion, crit stationary means he can't retaliatory strike me.
Yep.
This particular retaliatory strike doesn't do a huge amount of damage. It does 2.
Does 2 again? 2 to the 1.
And I continue buying some
You
axe
bought one on
decks.
Skaldi.
This one misses.
And
Or no, it doesn't. Right. I hit the solo champ because his defense is
14.
reduced.
And then you're trying to buy Skaldi.
And I miss.
So I'm
Isn't
down to 4
surprising
champs.
because they're
Well,
deficit.
3 champs and Skaldi. So, you limited the weapon masters I have on that side of the table. Still defense 16, though, that unit.
Harkevich just stands at aims and takes a hand cannon shot at that champ on the hill. Then I broadsides
Does 4 damage to it first time.
and shoot him again and leave him on 1 box.
And does 3 damage.
And because I'm an idiot, I didn't shoot the stone with Black Ivan first, which would have meant I killed that champion.
Or at least give me a tough check.
Or
Stone
yeah.
dies, not enough. So the aura's now down to... Well, aura's gone this turn, but I only have 2 units in the stone. So max aura start range is 6, no matter what, the rest of the game. Pretty big. Now you're just checking for blast damage. You're seeing if you want to shoot blast damage.
Because I set up that destroyer for a broadside, but I didn't really have a target in mind when I did it. So he ends up trying to shoot the Krielstone, just get rid of it for good. I miss.
Yeah, you miss it, so it deviates way behind.
Goes nowhere.
Out to left field.
And I believe that's everything, so I flip it over to you.
So it's still 1-0. I lost my Mauler that turn. I lost a few two Fennblades, 2 stone units. Not bad. I feel okay. I feel like I can score this turn. I feel like my champs now can do work on this jack, and I feel like Rock can clear the top zone, so I can score 3. I'm hoping this turn to go to 4, and then put the snare pressure huge. Because if I kill the jack in the bottom zone, and I kill the 2 jacks in the top zone, you have 1 jack in your caster.
Yes, I do.
Against a lot of dudes.
I mean, significantly fewer dudes than there were.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think if you do the math, you've taken a lot of dudes, and you've probably taken out 5 dudes per jack. I feel like it looks like it's going to be. So I've kept Arcane Ward. Why wouldn't you? Debating about what I do here. How do I order operations? Caster Primal's Rock, so Rock can go in. But before that, I'm like, okay, you didn't trigger Vengeance, so actually my Fennblades don't do anything this turn. Or do...
I did use the Decimator to kill the guy on the ground, so you could have gotten a Vengeance here.
Totally forgot. I didn't mark it. Usually I mark that every single turn. Okay, well, yeah, you're right. That's okay. Shit happens. Little Pig goes up. Gives +2. 2 more Fury to my caster. Sitting on 6. Stone's going to walk over. Or going to run over, pop his aura. I want him in that area so it gives everything +1 strength to that zone so I can clear that zone for sure. Because if I score 2 here, and I go to 3, and it happens I don't clear the bottom zone, I feel safe. I feel like I have the game in hand with a lot of guys on the table, and I'm on your side of the table. Like I'm projecting where we're playing. So now I'm going to throw a bomb. He rat 5 hits. Pow 14 boost. Or Pow 12 boost. I'm like, how much damage can I actually do? Do nothing. No, I'll do a few points to it. And then debating, do I boost the blast damage on the guy? It's like dice off 14. Needed 17 to kill.
The answer is no.
I debated about it. I'm like, no. The answer is no, and I'm not going to do it. So then I Primal Rock. My Fell Caller charges in on the guy that has 3 boxes because he's a Weapon Master Power 11. Armor 20.
Armor 20.
Dice off 9. 4 dice Power 11.
You asked me what my defensive stat line was more times than I thought you would, considering I have 6 models with the same defensive stat line.
Every game, man, I ask defense, armor. It doesn't matter. I just need to make sure I get it right. She goes in, kills. She only has 0.5, so she can't make her second attack. Perfect. Model's dead. Rock, okay, doesn't need to charge that far. Rock will go this way. Charges this dude. 1 for charging. He is mat 9. Need double ones. Double ones miss. Assault spray.
Making sure the assault doesn't hit that Fennblade.
Yes, we're looking for a 6-inch.
Because the plan here is if he kills this destroyer, the Fennblades charge
Yes.
Harkevich. And if he stationaries that Fennblade,
I
he
can't
doesn't
charge.
get to do that.
No. Well, maybe one. No.
No,
Not
it
even,
just
no.
blocks the
No,
way.
that guy blocks everything. I didn't even think of that now.
Thankfully for John, it doesn't get in the way.
Doesn't get in the way, but I missed the spray anyways.
Well,
Woo!
you missed the destroyer.
Yeah, I rolled double ones. Charge hits. It's Pow 18, 21. It should have been dice plus 1, but we rolled it at dice.
It's a primal, not rage.
Stone Aura.
Isn't he base 17?
He's base 18 with his big
Oh,
axe.
well,
18
there
and
you
20 and
go.
21. Yeah.
Either way, he completely wrecked
Yeah,
it.
he wrecks it in 4 Fury, and I got a transfer target, and I'm camping 2. I am safe.
Yep.
Like, I am so safe right now. I'm like, cool. Next position. Okay, champs. I got 4 champs left. Can 4 champs kill this guy? Hits. Dice off. Power 11. So dice off 9. Hits. Dice off 9. Hits. Dice off 9. Like,
You're doing about
2.
No. You do 6 damage pretty much every time you hit this guy. I'm pretty sure.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
As we've seen a 1-1-2. But no, I did a total of like 12 damage. 14 damage to it.
Oh, way more than that. KHADOR Jacks have 34 boxes.
You're about halfway.
You did maybe 7 last turn,
Oh, you're on 8.
and I have 7 boxes left at the end.
You're
of
on 8
this.
or 7, something like
So
that.
this champion comes in.
Champ
charges,
Hero charges in the back. Hits.
And
Pow 12, because he's just a hero and he's a champ. What,
Kills.
man? He's 5-5-5-4. Kills.
so here's the fatal mistake John made.
I don't score the bottom zone.
Because he took one of the champions out of the zone, so the unit is not in the zone, and he had to use the champion hero, who was going to run into the zone to score, to kill the Juggernaut. So he does not get 4 points this turn.
Or 3
However-
points go to 4. But yeah, however, how I look at it now, I'm like, okay, you have 2 models. Here's my charges on your caster. And by the way, they got Warcry, so they're at 8.
Yep, it's rough.
So one's in the back art hits. I did quite a bit of damage.
So you did
13 total. And
9,
yeah, and then it did
and then the next guy does
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah, I did quite a bit of damage to him on my Fennblades. I didn't expect this, but I was like, wow.
Well, when I don't have any focus to reinforce the power barrier or whatever.
Whatever it's called.
these
Reduce
days,
5 damage.
I take that damage. There's a lot more coming at me. So now I have to deal with this.
So,
with 2 models.
2 models versus the world, Evan. What is going through your mind? I know you talked about a few different plans.
So here's the thing. If I kill these Fennblades and get into the zone and contest it, you score the other zone by running Borka there, because I have nothing to stop you from doing that. So I have to kill Borka this turn, because I can't contest both zones, because Warcasters are not contesting models. So, Black Ivan walks out of the things, the Fennblades melee ranges, takes 2 free strikes from them, bulldozes people so that he can get a landing spot where he's not in anyone's melee range.
And shoot
And
my caster,
shoots Borka.
whose defense 18 in a trench.
Yep. Shoots Borka. Needs a 13 to hit. It's okay. My bond lets me have boosted to hit rolls. Harkevich then needs to walk out, take 3 free strikes,
Uh-oh.
have a landing spot where he's not in anyone's melee range to shoot, shoots his hand cannon, has to hit with a boosted 12, do enough damage to force you to transfer it, then broadsides, land a boosted 12, boost damage, do enough damage to force you to transfer it. Then Black Ivan needs to shoot you again, hit with a boosted 13, do enough damage, unboosted damage here, to kill Borka. It is not likely, to say the least.
Is it impossible? Like I'm trying to think
No,
of this
no,
right now.
It's mathematically possible because
You're talking
2
about-
of these attacks hit. Let's say they're both the weakest one. Your arm 19,
1900 stone.
so that's dice off 7. Boosted damage,
So you're rolling
dice off 7.
average.
The
11
most I
through
can
4?
do,
11.
is 11 twice, which kills you.
Well, 2
So
transfers.
it's possible.
Oh my god. But I guess this is all, like you said, you cannot contest both
I
zones.
cannot contest both zones. Therefore, unless I kill you, I lose.
Yeah, like,
There is no question about it.
it doesn't matter which zone you go in
I
either.
can't get Black Ivan into melee with you either.
No, you measure that, and even if you do, I'm armor 21 with 2 transfers.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, and stumbling drunk. You gotta remember, I got stumbling
You
drunk.
also have Stumbling Drunk.
Yeah,
So
like
you
so
could just
walk away behind
just
you. See ya.
be like, bye, I'm out of line of sight, or I'm out of your gun range now.
Or I go 3 inches backwards, and then you can't reach me at all, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that would be going out of my gun range. Yes.
But I just remember stumbling drunk. Like
it's huge.
so that brings your odds even lower.
Yeah,
Because
like they weren't good odds to begin with, but sure, let's just bury them even deeper.
why not? Like this
Proxy
is
base,
Black
making
Ivan.
sure I'm out of everyone's melee range.
push people
Thankfully,
around.
That champion's facing the wrong way, so
Yeah, because he had to charge up.
'Cause he
had,
charged
had
the
to finish the
Juggernaut.
charge. Oh man. So, I feel completely safe. Like it doesn't really matter if even camping. Maybe not camping 0. I'm not sure if camping 0 would it would have made it a little better, but I still think I feel safe. Dice off 7. That's pretty.
well, if you're camping 0, it makes it a lot better,
Yeah, but I still
Because-
feel like I'm just.
but you're still pretty safe.
Yeah.
So here goes Black Ivan.
Bulldozes one. Unfortunately, the one that he bulldozes will get a free strike.
Yep.
And the other one behind is your caster will get a free strike. This free strike did a shit ton. Did 9 damage.
It did something like that. Yeah,
6, 4, 5. Something
didn't
like that.
cripple anything.
No.
Because Black Ivan hasn't taken damage.
And the second
all
one
game.
did nothing.
So boosted to hit,
Misses.
misses.
Deviates
Scatters doesn't
onto my
hit
pig.
anything.
Onto
oh,
my
yeah, no,
pig.
it hits the keg bearer.
Oh man, if he would have killed
Does
that, I would
2
have got
damage,
party foul.
but nope, doesn't do that.
Nope, not enough.
And cool. I didn't boost damage on the keg, so I still have a focus. Woo!
Can't use it during
Now
broadside,
I'm
right?
pretty sure it's impossible to kill Borka.
Well, your only chance here is to go for it, or else you still lose, right? So
I mean, I decided to just.
it's still possible. We did the math. Like
What do you
me,
mean?
you, and Tim, we all talked about it afterwards, and Tim said you could probably still do it.
I don't think it's possible.
I don't know. Either way, you went for it. We can do the math later off stream, or someone else wants to do the math for us. That'd be awesome because it's early. So yeah, you're gonna go there and you're gonna shoot 12 inches, but you're taking 3 free strikes
I'm
from
taking
POW
3 free
12.
strikes from Fennblades.
POW 12, Fennblades. Which you gotta remember, he's already taken 9 damage.
I am, yeah.
Jack just falls.
Blyman's just like, nope, I'm dead. Slip, I'll die.
1 misses. Second one hits, does 8. You reduce it.
I
No, it does
reduced to
9.
4.
Reduce it to 4.
And then
the
last free
one
strike
hits and
crushes the damage roll.
yeah,
and
it does like
Harkevich dies.
7. So yeah, he dies to a free strike, which you don't really see much of. You don't really see that
no.
in the game.
No. So that's that, guys. I hope
Borka
you
1?
enjoyed it. Borka1
Victorious.
is moving on to the next round against Viros.
MVP of that match is Behemoth.
Yes, he is John's MVP. He is the reason that John won that game.
Left in the Mauler. But no, yeah, I'm moving on to play Virus 1. Evan, you're switching too?
I'm switching to Kozlov. Sticking with KHADOR until Scorn gets changed, which by now we know what's happened. And, I don't know, I throw or something, and then I get to play cool casters.
Throw. I see how this is. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. This is John.
And this is Evan. See you next Monday.